Hello, friends. Welcome to Story Behind Podcast. This is the show for people who love hearing a good story and who believe the world could use more positivity. We're the team behind GodUpdates and God2, and we hope these weekly short stories will brighten your day.
Dog finds grave of beloved late grandma, all on his own, thanks to their special bond. Written by Holly Wells, read by Adam Staten. In this heartwarming animal short story, a dog finds the grave belonging to his beloved grandma, all on his own, despite never having been to it before. And his owner is attributing it all to the sweet bond he had with his grandma. Our canine friends demonstrate loyalty and affection, but is it possible for a dog to find the grave of a recently lost loved one without any visible clues? One TikToker says that her best buddy did that very thing. TikToker Sora lost her mother to cancer not long ago. She recently made her first trip to the cemetery since her mother's passing and burial, and she brought along her dog. Her pup had bonded with Sora's mother a little like kids connect with their grandparents. However, even Sora was surprised by what she observed during their visit. Sora's video text described what happened when she and her pup entered the cemetery. Sora asked the dog, "Where's Grandma?" and allowed him to roam wherever he wanted. Dog and Grandma often played a similar hiding game during walks to the park. Soon it seemed he was headed in a particular direction, stopping to look back and make sure Sora followed his lead. And even though there was no one around, it seemed like Sora's sweet dog was responding to a voice. Sora wrote, "He kept hearing someone calling him and wanted me to follow him." Sora captured the moment when her dog finds the unmarked grave. He goes to the very spot where his grandma rests. Without a grave marker or tombstone, he was able to find his loved one in the middle of a largely open field. Careful not to jump on top of the burial spot, the dog just jumped over it. He frolicked and rolled around for several minutes, clearly excited to be near Sora's mother again. He was delighted, and Sora was amazed. So is it possible that Sora's pup actually knew where Grandma was laid to rest? Or did the dog find the grave as an odd coincidence? According to the American Kennel Club, dogs do show signs of grieving when a loved one dies. It may appear as anxiety or stress, resulting in behaviors such as panting, whining, pacing, and or fidgeting. Or they may show physical symptoms like weight loss, loss of appetite, lack of energy, or clinginess. Certainly, if Sora's dog were mourning her mother, he would also be happy to be near her. But did he know that he was? Dogs possess extraordinary senses, but Dr. Mary Birch, director of the AKC Family Dog Program, said they also possess a sixth sense. Dogs seem to have a gut feeling, and they trust those feelings more often than humans do. They have been known to sense impending death and disaster. Perhaps they can sense the spirit of someone who is no longer living as well. It's impossible to know if Sora's dog was feeling the presence of his beloved grandma because of his incredible sense of smell, or because of some supernatural sense, or at all. Commentators have many different views on the matter. While some wholeheartedly trusted Sora at her pooch, others called it all complete poppycock. Certified dog trainer and behavioral consultant Russell Hartston stated to the AKC, "The most interesting part of the science of dog behavior and understanding is that we simply don't know so much. What we do know is that God has a way of providing comfort to his children when we mourn. So perhaps he simply chose to use Sora's furry friend to do just that. Rejoice with those who rejoice. Mourn with those who mourn." Romans 12:15.
Anticipated rock holiday tradition returns. Trans-Siberian Orchestra, live in concert, coming to a city near you. A legendary blend of rock, classical, and holiday music for the entire family. Don't miss Trans-Siberian Orchestra, live in concert. The Ghosts of Christmas Eve. Go to tsotickets.com for info.
If you're a fan of faith-filled historical fiction, you'll be swept away by these captivating reads that bring bygone eras to life. In The Secrets Beneath by Kimberly Woodhouse, tensions mount and secrets are unburied when a paleontologist must fight for recognition of her work and reconnects with an old beau. Author Carrie Taransky's The Legacy of Longdale Manor is a dual-time novel about an art historian who uncovers a connection to the father she never knew through a 100-year-old journal. And finally, in Knowing You by Tracy Peterson, a young woman is entangled in an unexpected romance and a dangerous heist, threatening her love and life. Purchase The Secrets Beneath, The Legacy of Longdale Manor, and Knowing You for 30% off and free shipping at bakerbookhouse.com.
Bride left heartbroken as dad refuses a dance with her at wedding, so father-in-law steps in. Written by Holly Wells, read by Adam Staten. It's hard to imagine, but a dad actually refused to dance with the bride, his daughter, Jess Anacity, on her wedding day, and the rejection broke Jess's heart. However, all was not lost because another man was quick to step up and fill in. Aside from the actual wedding ceremony, the father-daughter dance is one of the sweetest moments during traditional American nuptials. It's an opportunity for brides to honor their fathers by dancing together to a special song. The moment represents the father turning over his daughter to her husband as they begin their life as a couple. All eyes are on father and daughter as they share a tender moment. That's the plan anyway. When it's time for Jess's special dance, her dad refused to join the bride on the dance floor. Obviously, his refusal to dance with his daughter was hurtful and embarrassing for the beautiful bride. However, within seconds, Jess's father-in-law was there on the floor to dance with his new daughter. With a smile on his face and love in his eyes, he led Jess in a dance and saved the day and her heart. Jess shared her feelings in a TikTok video saying, "Little did I know that my dad would refuse to dance with me. I waited my whole life and was so excited to dance with my dad on my wedding day. I was so heartbroken." Her video was viewed 3 million times, and the outpouring of empathy from users was incredible. Users commented on the love shown by her father-in-law and the manner in which he stepped up to fill her own father's shoes. While the moment was clearly painful, her father-in-law turned the situation around and proved how blessed Jess now is to join a family with love. Jess said, "Luckily, my father-in-law stepped in without a second thought. I'm so grateful to have married into such an amazing family." For some, Jess's experience brought up their own upsetting memories of similar wedding day experiences. Jess later returned to TikTok to let viewers know that it wasn't her intention to bash her father. Instead, she wanted to express her gratitude and respect for her father-in-law. Jess stated that her father had caused a lot of drama throughout the week prior to the wedding, and unfortunately, they are not currently in contact. All too often, families have conflicts and unresolved disagreements. It's impossible to know the history behind the problems between Jess and her dad. It sure is nice, though, that her beautiful day was not ruined by those issues. Her father-in-law showed his love and commitment to family, and that made all the difference. Therefore, as God's chosen people, holy and dearly loved, clothe yourselves with compassion, kindness, humility, gentleness, and patience. Colossians 3:12.
Thank you so much for listening to Story Behind Podcast. We're really glad you joined us for this week's story. To see photos and videos that may have been referenced in this episode, check out the links in the show notes. And if you enjoyed what you heard today, subscribe to our podcast, and please tell a friend about us. We'd also love it if you'd rate us and leave us a review. It really does help more people find us. Story Behind is a Salem Web Network production.
The people of Israel are at war. President and CEO of the International Fellowship of Christians and Jews, Yael Eckstein.
What's happening right now in Israel is Israel's 9/11. I'm coming to you today to say Israel is under attack and we need your help now. Can't wait an hour. I can't wait a day. We need emergency supplies on the ground in Israel now. And the fellowship is here in the Holy Land. able to provide that immediately.
With an emergency gift today of just $45 to the International Fellowship of Christians and Jews, you'll help make it possible to provide emergency medical needs for those injured, water, food, bomb shelter construction, and much more. Please call now. Make your emergency gift to help save and protect God's chosen people of Israel. 800-646-8118. That's 800-646-8118.